Hey there, welcome to episode number 5 of PhD Weekly, where I reflect on my past week in grad school. Today, I'm going to be sharing really just reflecting on the last month in grad school. So I'm going to just share with you some of my key things that I learned, some advice I'd give myself if I were starting grad school a month ago. But first, feelings update. So I'm just feeling accomplished. I'm feeling really good about where I'm at after 30 days into really taking on grad school. And so I think some key things to highlight, some key things I'm reflecting on, understanding my schedule and expectations. I think there's this gap in expectations that I had going from not having any background in like grad school, of course, and research into, okay, now I'm a grad student. There's definitely this difference in expectation of what professors, of what your PIs expect of you to really know and bring to the table. You don't have to like know everything, but you do have to be willing to take the extra time to figure it out or to ask and put in time outside of work hours to actually learn more about your craft, especially for someone like me. I come from computer science trying to dive into biology. I know I need that extra time committed to actually learn the biology, to actually learn important mechanisms or important tools or ideas that would benefit me as a computational biologist. And so just understanding there is this gap in the expectations, that's definitely one big piece of advice I give myself to be ready for. And again, that's just committing extra time outside of your regular work hours. And I think also holding yourself to that higher standard of, no, I need to actually understand what's going on, not just, oh, I kind of get it. Like really taking the time to dive deep into the different components and parts of what it is you're doing. Then also just, it was nice to finally get a decent feeling of my schedule. For a few weeks, I was kind of worried that I was missing classes or whatnot. So it's just nice to have that. Then also looking back, really, I'm really grateful for the people so far. I mean, I think my cohort's great. I think all the researchers I've met have been really great. Everybody, all like 100 or whatever, as well as like the 10 of us in QCD program, but also even professors, researchers that I'm getting to meet with. I'm interviewing really, or like lightly interviewing to figure out where I want to rotate in next. I've really enjoyed my experience and process and that it's really great to be around people that are so curious and so passionate about the work they want to do. And so I think really it's been so great to be around people who are excited to do research, who are excited to actually be here, who instead of thinking, "Oh, I have to be here," also think, "I get to be here." At least generally speaking. I know some people aren't the biggest fan of classes, but besides that, mostly everybody's just happy to be here, getting to do research, getting to be in the largest medical center in the world. I think is really fascinating, really invigorating, really encourages me to continue to be curious, and I just really enjoy collaborating with people and learning with people. And on that note, I realized I learned really well, much further. I get much further progress in my studies when I study with a team of people. And so I was really stuck on this concept called VDJ recombination. It's just a way for like genetic diversity and like antibodies. And I don't know immunology like at all. I barely know what antibodies are, right? But it took someone else to explain it to me in like simpler ways for me to finally get it versus a full night of just trying to understand the concept and trying to fully comprehend the main ideas. I just couldn't do it. It just took someone a few sentences to explain it to me and oh, got it. So I really enjoy getting to study with others and getting to then take on this challenge together as a team and learning together. And then I got to also share some of the key concepts or ideas that I felt like I was strong on and sort of drawing it on the whiteboard, sharing that with others. So I really enjoyed the overall finding a group or finding a team that you can work with and learn and grow together to really take on grad school and approach it together as a team. I really enjoyed that aspect. So I would say if you're starting off grad school, find a team, find a group of people that you can go through this together, especially because like you don't want to do this alone, but also because it's also very satisfying to make friends, help other people along your own journey, along your own adventure. And then, yeah, keeps you lifted, smart study. I think those are really the two things I have in terms of reflecting on my previous month now in grad school. just get a better handle of the schedule. I would also say don't worry so much about trying to get as much research done as possible. I realize that's just part of the process. And it's more so making sure you're handling your priority of your classes, because that's the most important thing in this stage of the research. But also, I think staying consistent with whatever process you do have. I think that really helped me for this past week. I had midterms all throughout this past week. And I think because I was consistent from day one and even a little bit beforehand, that really helped my studying and my review before the midterms. And for this week, I wasn't drowning. I felt more prepared. Probably, I would say, I think the most prepared I felt for an exam, even though this exam was more of like a brighter, wider depth of information, especially information I was not familiar or aware of before this class, because a lot of biology, and I've only taken like a handful of classes in biology, nothing too crazy. So there was a lot of different concepts to learn, but I think because I was staying consistent with it, finding my own systems and kind of tasting, testing, and experimenting, as I say, it definitely helped me build a light brick, a nice little group of information for me to go ahead and continue to refine and develop. So yeah, definitely enjoyed this last month. And then looking back, a key highlight for this week, I have a stats class that I'm taking, and it was cool that for that hands-on project or example, they gave the class Skittles. So that's really cool. I thought that was a fun little way to start your Monday. And then a stressor, definitely just midterms, had 2 midterms as well as a lab presentation to give. And really, that was just lighting the fire under my butt to just keep going. But again, I think the consistency not only helped me be more knowledgeable in what it is that I'm doing and be more prepared, but it also has been helping with my confidence in terms of, you know what, maybe I do know this biology, and whatever I don't know, well, if I stay consistent each day and find time every day to just keep sharpening the saw, I can get better and better and better, and eventually be able to fill in those knowledge gaps that I know I have, but I'm willing to work towards refilling. So yeah, definitely looking back a month in grad school, just understanding this gap and expectations and holding myself up to that standard to then fine, let's fill the gap if I know there's certain gaps that I have. And then finding a team, a group of people that I can work with. It's been a fun journey so far, and I look forward to the next whatever 4 or 5 years have left, but definitely enjoying the process so far. I appreciate really just everybody on the journey that it's taken just to get to grad school, and looking forward to the rest of it. So I hope you enjoyed this PhD Weekly. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care.